Right, straight into it. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's not right, is it? It's not right. Today I tried on and got offered the Pelagos FXD. It's a nice watch. There's a couple of good things, a couple of bad things, and we're going to get straight into it today. I'm Andrew and I'm a watch addict. Yeah, so unless you've been living on the moon wearing a Speedmaster, you know about the Pelagos FXD that's been released recently this week. Very good looking, very similar to the previous Pelagos, but there is a few tweaks and changes that make it better and worse than the original Pelagos as it happens. So it's still the original 42mm case, which is good. I'd have preferred a 41mm if I'm really honest. It's still got the lug-to-lug of 52mm, which is on the larger side, granted, but it's just about good enough. The 22mm lugs do taper, but here is the big thing. They've thinned it out to 12.7mm, and it's a massive, massive difference. And that, for me, one of the big gripes of the previous generation Pelagos, that it was just so chunky on the wrist. This, they've managed to narrow it down at the cost of the water resistance. So the Pelagos is 600 meters, whereas the new FXD is only 200 meters. And for me, and every other person on this planet, 200 meters is more than enough water resistance for everyday life, even light diving, whatever you want to call it. You don't need 500, 600, 700 meters in a watch. It's almost pointless and redundant, to be honest. So they've shaved a lot off the thickness, and it makes a massive difference to the watch, to be honest. This is quite an attractively priced watch as well, just under £3,000 at £2,920, which is a decent price, I think, for the engineering, the build quality and everything you get within the Pelagos. It's one of the best watches and the best names on the market, I think. I think it's a really classy watch. 200 meters water resistant, which again we've touched on. You still get the amazing 70 hours power reserve, and with that you get a NATO strap and a rubber strap, but there's a reason you get those and not the bracelet. And this is the big gripe, and this is the thing that I think is going to turn a lot of people off instantly. It's got fixed pins, fixed lug holes, and you can only put a leather NATO, a NATO strap or of any form on there. You can't fit a bracelet strap on there, sorry, and you can definitely not fit the out-of-this-world Pelagos bracelet. Most people would say that the Pelagos bracelet is one of its best features. It tapers, it looks sexy, the clasp, the micro adjustment is out of this world. So to not add it to the new Pelagos when they've shaved it down, toned the colour down, it's just, I think they've shot themselves in the foot, and it's a massive, massive mistake, to be honest. It's upsetting and depressing because I really wanted to buy this watch. So some of the talking points about this watch: it's a darker blue, it's not a more matte blue, but it's a subdued blue. It's almost too clown-like the original. Still a great blue, but it's a bit bright, and you have to wear it with certain clothes, especially if you're a watch addict. But put them side by side and you see that they've hit the nail on the head with how gorgeous that blue is. Yeah, I think the blue is definitely an improvement. And I was so caught up in the fact that the markers went all the way around the bezel where they don't on their original Pelagos, that I completely forgot the fact and missed it out that it doesn't have a date, this watch. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? It's up to you guys whether you think it's good or bad, but I'd prefer a date feature, but I suppose that could add to the thickness of the watch also. So yeah, the markers of the bezel, they go all the way around to indicate a minute for every way it goes round. That could argue that it makes the dial look a little bit busier, makes it look more symmetrical as well. So again, that's going to be totally subjective whether you think that's a good thing or a bad thing. One of the really, really cool things about this watch, if you flip it over, look at the case back, where on the original Pelagos it was plain, you could maybe inscribe something personal for yourself. It actually says Marine Nationale 21. Pretty cool. But next year it's going to say 22 and so on and so on and so on. So for the next couple of months, there's going to be a real limited edition of the 21 version. So they're going to be the collector's items. They're going to be the ones you want to get hold of. And I got offered one today, but I turned it down. And the biggest thing for me is the fact that you don't get that sexy, amazing Pelagos bracelet. Easy for me to say. So yeah, I think it looks fantastic on the NATO straps. It looks mint. I think it's a really good watch. But I think it's too, what's the word I'm looking for? Too restricting It's too restricted in what you can wear and how you can wear it. And I think Tudor as a brand, I think they've made a bit of a clanger ultimately, and I think it's going to limit this watch's popularity. I think it could have soared past the Tudor Black Base. I honestly do. If they'd have just hit the nail on the head, tweaked it to 41, given it the slimmer profile, the more subdued blue, and put the bracelet on there, I just think they've missed a trick. But the main reason I didn't buy that watch today is the wife had fucking killed me. Right, guys, just a quick video. What do you think of the Pelagos FXD? Have they made a bit of a clanger, or is it going to be a classic? Let me know, guys. Over and out. I'll see you in the next one.